Well, from Pokemon to Polly Pocket, this Westland business is taking your love of games and entertainment back to the 90s, 80s, and other decades as well. We're pleased to be joined by Keith and Melanie Libra. They are the owners of Time Blaster Toys in Westland. They're with us now on the MegaCast. Thanks for being with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Appreciate having you on. So tell us a little bit about Time Blaster Toys, because this is a unique toy and entertainment store in comparison to your average toy store or entertainment store anywhere in our local area.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess the goal is when you walk in that front door that you're kind of blasted back in time to when times were simpler. Maybe sometimes in the 80s or the 90s. We have vintage toys, we have modern toys, you know, things that you maybe necessarily haven't seen in a long time. When you come into our store, you're going to see it. It's going to bring back a good memory of when you were young.
So where did the idea for this store come about? Because it's truly unique, and it's very different from the average toy store or entertainment store.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been selling toys online for about 8 years now, and it just kind of started with the things that I was interested in, which was you know, wrestling toys or superheroes or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And you know, over the last 8 years, I've noticed, you know, I'm not the only person that thinks that way. There's lots of people, you know, that grew up in the 80s and 90s that want to reconnect with the things they had when they were young. And I mean, there's a whole community of people online on Instagram and Twitter that think the same way. And it got to the point where our house was pretty much overrun with toys. And my wife here decided, you know, she gave me the old boot to the butt and said, why don't we open a store and see what we can do? And that's what we're doing.
We're joined by Keith and Melanie Libra. They are the owners of Time Blaster Toys in Westland. They are open Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday and Thursday, their hours are 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday through Sunday, 11 a.m. Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then Sunday, again, it's 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. They're located on Joy Road in Westland, Michigan. And they join us today on the MegaCast. So what are some of the favorite classic toys and classic forms of entertainment that people often are seeking when they come into your store that you have available?
Yeah, when you first walk in the door here at Time Blaster Toys, the first thing you see is a giant Ninja Turtle van from the 80s, and kids are able to ride that for free. And then just past that, we have our VHS wall, and people really spend time there before they even walk into the rest of the store where the items are for sale. Ninja Turtles, like I said, is a giant hit here at Time Blaster Toys. He-Man's another big one. Those are the biggest sellers. And then wrestling. Wrestling's huge. Modern day wrestling and old wrestling as well.
We're joined by Keith and Melanie Libra. They are the owners of Time Blaster Toys located on Joy Road over there in Westland, Michigan, joining us today on the MegaCast. So you also have games as well, and I know I read an article that I mentioned that you have games like NBA Jam. You actually encourage people when they're in the store to take a gander and go ahead and play some games there. Are people able to come in and play some of these games as well, beyond just, for example, NBA Jam, but some of the other games that are available at Time Blaster Toys?
Absolutely. We invite people to do that. And even during the summer, we had quite a few local kids come in, buy a pop, sit down, beat the high score, get on the high scoreboard. So we're really trying to build a community here, not just come in, buy a toy, but come in, hang out, learn about us. Let's learn about you. And it's been wonderful.
We're joined by Keith and Melanie Libra. They are the owners of Time Blaster Toys, joining us out of Westland on today's edition of the MegaCast. You can find this entire interview on demand later on civiccentertv.com/MegaCast. And one of the great things about this store is not only does it provide that look into some of the nostalgic past of many of our people in the millennial generation and in Generation X as well, it also is great for collectors who are looking for those special items that maybe they're not able to find anywhere else. I know on our staff we have one staff member who is a big Pokemon fan. Her favorite Pokemon is Combuskin because it rhymes with her last name. And so have you found that over the course of the pandemic that people have been more apt to engage with your store because of the collectible aspect of that, as people have been getting more into their hobbies.
Absolutely, 1,000% yes. Honestly, the last 2 years, I think with the lockdown and people being stuck at home for such a long period of time, you know, you have time to think about when life was simpler or when you were younger, and you know, think about the things that made you happy. And I think a lot of people have turned to collecting kind of as an escape. And yeah, it's been crazy, the amount of people, new collectors of all things, trading cards, toys, collectibles, you name it. There's people out there. And online, for sure, you're going to find like-minded people that like what you like. And once you know even just a few people that have similar interests, it'll really jumpstart your want to collect.
We're joined by Keith and Melanie Libra. They are the owners of Time Blaster Toys in Westland. You can find them at 38403 Joy Road in Westland. Their hours are Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. They're joining us today on the MegaCast, again, from Time Blaster Toys in Westland, where really every element of your store is kind of a blast from the past. I was even reading that your bathrooms even have a little bit of a 90's theme to them.
Yes, blood, sweat, and tears went into that bathroom. We've got, for the Pokemon fans, our floor is Pokemon cards with epoxy over the top so you can walk right over them. A lot of holographic ones. We've had kids come in there and be ecstatic and happy. We've had kids go in there and be very sad and upset that those cards were underneath epoxy. But yeah, and we've got some slime drips. Everyone's welcome to sign the wall as they come through the store. We have a bunch of black walls leading to the bathroom and in the bathroom. And it's just kind of a fun, interactive thing to build on that community feel.
So you opened earlier this summer, and opening any store, especially a retail store like yours, during the pandemic, or something that's also so interactive during the pandemic, couldn't have been an easy feat. How are you able to manage a successful opening and then on top of that gain that momentum that new businesses really need to get off of their feet while dealing with the challenge of the COVID-19 pandemic?
So to us, and you can jump in here if you want, but I feel like we knew that we were going to be okay regardless of whether we had people walk through that door or not. Because it was an eBay business and established there, this could just be an expensive office. But we knew also that we had something, and we knew that people were reminiscent of the old times and the simpler times like Keith was talking about earlier. So we just threw it all in and we said, let's see what happens.
Sorry.
You go ahead.
I mean, with people being at home for so long, you know, almost a year, we just had a feeling, you know, people want to surround themselves with others and things that, you know, remind them of the past. And we knew, you know, there's people that want to come here, they want to talk, they want to discuss their loves, their hobbies, their passions, and we're here to talk to them about it. And there's plenty of people in here all day long. We've seen friendships formed already in the store between us and customers and customers. So it's just, you know, it was a long time coming. People want to be around other people, and we're providing a space for that to happen.
And what's great too, Keith, is that you know, there are a lot of people, much like yourself, before you open the store, that have a lot of these collectibles and a lot of these different nostalgic pieces in their home, and they're looking to either get rid of them or they're looking to exchange them for something else. And what's great about Time Blaster Toys is that not only are you selling a lot of these products that you're able to find or that you had possessed, you also will buy and will trade products as well, correct?
Yeah, correct. And I mean, that happens every single day. I've met so many people in the last few weeks coming in with all sorts of different things. And yeah, that's what we're here for. We'll buy, we'll sell, we'll trade. We've had collectors come in. Maybe they are no longer interested in, you know, Batman, but now they're going to, you know, start a Ninja Turtles collection, for example. And we'll provide the space to make that happen. We'll trade your stuff, or we'll give you cash so you can walk, you know, anywhere, go online and buy what it is that you're currently collecting.
We're joined by Keith and Melanie Libra. They are the owners of Time Blaster Toys out in Westland, Michigan. You can find them on Joy Road over there in Westland, where they have a number of upcoming events, including next week, Wednesday, October 6th, from 10 until 10:30 a.m., where they will be having Tap Mango there over at Time Blaster Toys. Then on Saturday next week, from noon until 5, it's Jurassic Park is coming to Time Blaster Toys as well. Tell us a little bit about some of these upcoming events that you have, and what genres and what different themes will be featured in these events.
Yeah, so the Jurassic Park event on the 9th from 12 to 5, we are going to have the gigantic Jurassic Park entrance leading right into our store. We'll also have a Jungle Explorer along with the Jurassic Park Jeep and little Triceratops rides for the kids. It's free to take pictures as much as you like. If you'd like to get into the vehicles and hear some of the different sound effects that we have a $5 Jurassic Park pass that's ready for purchase, and we'll have different blind bags and things with all sorts of really cool Jurassic Park gear.
Yeah, that event's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of people that really love Jurassic Park, kids that love dinosaurs, and these are screen accurate vehicles. So the Jungle Explorer, the whole top of it is clear, just like in the movie. We're going to have a photographer on a ladder taking photos from the top through the roof while you're driving the vehicle. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, a lot of cool events that are coming up over there at Time Blaster Toys for people with a number of different interests, and for those that are looking to get into a bit of the spookier season here in October as we get closer to Halloween. The Saturday before the Saturday the week before the weekend of Halloween, you're having a Beetlejuice bingo night. Just don't say Beetlejuice 3 times consecutively, and you'll be fine there as well. That is, of course, from 8 p.m. until 11 o'clock p.m. there as well. You can learn more details about that at timeblastertoys.com. We're joined by Keith and Melanie Libra. They are the owners of Time Blaster Toys with us today on the MegaCast. Keith, Libra, we have just a couple more minutes with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else that would be interesting for our audience to know, or important for our audience to be looking out for over at Time Blaster Toys?
Well, I mean, we set some things out on this table that we just kind of wanted to show everybody, types of things that we'll buy and sell. And
Sure.
Check this bad boy out.
Oh my.
It's a Nintendo action set. 100% complete, in working order, beautiful. We all remember this with the gun, with the duck hunt. So we do deal with video games. Vintage and modern, we have... Is anyone else familiar with this Turbo Man doll? It's almost
I'm not.
time.
Neither is Calvin now.
Oh man, you guys need to go. You need to watch the movie Jingle All the Way.
Oh, never mind.
I'm gonna have to put that on the. Okay, so now he's familiar.
That's a '90s classic.
Well, that just rang the bell for Calvin. I'll have to put that on my list. Jingle All the Way. There you go. There's Woody. Yes, I dressed up as Woody for Halloween in preschool. That was interesting, and my family loves to bring that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
We got the Old Batmobile. This is from the 1989 movie, the Tim Burton Batman movie. Mm-hmm. Very cool toy. But we've got all sorts of stuff. This is another real big popular toy from the 90s. Does he look familiar at all?
He looks a little familiar, and I'm just blanking on the name.
Oh, he's from a line of toys called Street Sharks. So they came out in 1995 by Mattel. Really popular, lots of people wanting to go back and buy those and reconnect with their past through toys. And I mean, that's what we're here for. We just want everyone who walks in the door to have a good time. I love seeing parents come in, grandparents come in, and I'll talk to them and I'll say, I bet you that's not the first time you've bought that before. And they'll tell me some story of how their son really wanted that Power Rangers figure at Christmas '94. And it's just really cool. So,
We're joined by Keith and Melanie Libra. They're the owners of Time Blaster Toys out in Westland. And Keith, when you showed me the Nintendo action set, it just kind of jogged my memory, because recently I got down the YouTube rabbit hole of watching videos of people restoring classic consoles. And so I was wondering, with you having the Nintendo action set there, do you also have other classic consoles, or maybe even restored consoles for people that might have those old games, but they got rid of the console at some point because it was broken down?
Right. We have a few. We don't have video games is hard. We had a Super Nintendo complete in box, but it sold almost immediately. Video games are so popular. We have a few pieces, hoping to get more. So if any of the listeners out here have some old vintage video games they no longer want, you're more than welcome to bring them here. We'll give you a fair amount of money to purchase them and, sell them to people that want them.
And if you're looking for them, keep on the lookout at timeblastertoys.com and give them a call and see over time if they are able to get one of those. Maybe you'll be there right after they get one and be able to pick that up. You can find all the information on everything that they're doing, again, at Time Blaster Toys. Keith, Melanie, anything else for us today before we'll say goodbye?
No, just thank you so much for having us. If you're interested in spending time in something that reminds you of your mom or grandparents' basement plus an arcade, this is the spot for you.
Yep, for sure.
We appreciate it.
No, we really appreciate it. I mean, I guess I'd just say to all the listeners, timeblastertoys.com is our website. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Find us. We can start up a conversation. We'll talk about anything you're interested in because we love talking about it too.
Yeah, and they do have a little bit of everything over there for all different interests. We appreciate your time. Thanks, Keith. Thanks, Melanie.
Thank you.
Thank you.